Welcome to April's Garage, and Tyler Hoover is a little spicy right now. He's got hit up hard by some dealers. They're not treating you so good. What's
They're being
going
dumb.
on?
They're being really dumb with the BS fees.
Right.
So, I kind of want to buy a Tesla Model S Plaid because they're like $100,000 off from new right now.
Love you, how you say I kind of want to.
I kind of want. I really
Right.
want to, because that becomes a great value proposition for somewhere in the 40s to get a Tesla Model S Plaid. But
Which they're they're like the fastest cars.
1,000 horsepower. They're faster than the
Crazy.
Bugatti, as far as, to a certain speed.
Sure.
But yeah, just nuts, unreal. And the depreciation on electric cars is just insane.
Mm-hmm.
And the market is just dying on these things. They die. The Cybertrucks, the market is dying on. But the Plaids, it was right before it, that was selling for 20, 30 grand over MSRP or more.
Right.
Now are 100 grand back of MSRP. So like buy one.
Right.
Holy smokes! Yes, please buy one. But dealers can't move inventory. It's not like the good old days of 2021. I saw a meme with the Wolf of Wall Street where in 2021, they're on the boat partying, celebrating,
Right.
and now in 2024, car dealers, like the ships, in the hurricane about to sink and all that stuff, because it is so bad for them right now that they are just absolutely desperate. So I'm seeing more and more of this where just to get people in the door, get them to call, they advertise the price much lower and then add thousands of dollars in fees
Right.
in the fine print.
Which is crazy, and it seems illegal. I thought that was going to be a thing where I know hotels can't do the resort fee anymore.
They need to do it with everything. It needs to be, the price is everything minus tax when you advertise something for sale now. It just needs to be a law, because it's just impossible to find out what the real price is on a car without calling now.
Right.
So with this Tesla, it was advertised for $46,000,
Cool.
which is a great deal. And I actually communicated with them a few months ago when the thing was 48
Right.
and offered 45, hoping they counter. They didn't want to counter. They had a 50 into it. They showed me what they paid for it and all that stuff. No, we're not going to do it. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter what you paid for it. You bought it 6 months ago. You're
Right.
stuck. Sell it to me for this. So they didn't email me back when they lowered the price, because I offered a little bit more. I offered 46, and then they lowered it to that price. But then
Right.
they didn't contact me because I guess they forgot that I made that offer. So I reached out to them saying, hey, it looks like you're going to sell it now for the price that I offered.
Exactly.
And they said, well,
What? Still?
no, because of the out-the-door price
Right.
is $2,500 more.
For what?
$2,000 or $1,990 for a ceramic coating on the car.
So is that like a PPF? Is it better?
No,
or
it's not. It's
just-
not a
just
PPF on the
clean
car.
it nicely?
It's a detail, and then they put a little bit of ceramic coating on top.
Right.
Something, small correction and a ceramic.
Right.
$500.
And I bet it
At the most.
it probably needed that to make it look like it was worth
It
at
had
least
it
45.
done before. You detail a car before you sell it at the car dealer
Yeah.
anyway. So the one extra step is just putting a little bit of ceramic on it. So like a $500
Right.
dealer detail at the most. And a lot of dealers are getting it for less than that.
Sure.
They're charging now $2,000 for, which I don't think was there before. So basically, they were able to lower the price on all their inventory $2,000 instantly overnight. But then there's the ceramic coating
Right.
detailing fee.
So what did that?
And then their $500 of BS documentation, tag, all that
Yeah.
stuff fees on top of
So
it.
what did the price become then?
The price became like $49,000.
That's a lot.
I know.
lot
And it's kind of frustrating because they're so desperate to sell cars that they actually have it advertised on a dealer wholesale only site that I have access to. I
Right.
can buy cars from it. And I can see they have it advertised for sale for $47.
Okay.
And I'm willing to pay that.
Right. But you can't kind of mess around with dealers because they know the game. So to price it on that site is weird.
If I clicked on that site and bought it, then I'd have to pay $700 in dealer fees to a website. It wouldn't go to them, and they would have to pay $300, $400, $500 in dealer fees on their end to
Right.
that site for brokering the deal. So I'm like, dude, I see it right here
Right.
for this price. Sell it to me for that price. You don't have to pay the fees. I don't have to pay the fees. It's what you just sell it to me. And it was like calls and checking with their boss's boss and all that
Right.
stuff.
That's
and
the game, right.
finally, we'll see. Might have a deal. So as I'm dealing with this frustration, Jalopnik popped up an article of one that was even worse. So look at this one. So somebody inquired on a 2022 Chevy Bolt because it was very, very cheap. The price, get this, $15,990 for a pretty cool car, the
Right.
Chevy Bolt. and that's way off what it was brand new. A deal obviously too good to be true.
Sure,
But then
it's close to new right now.
you
So.
look at the fees. There's the PDSI.
What is that?
So the PDSI, pre-delivery, be like cleanup and inspection. So once again, the detailing.
Right.
They want to charge that much for that, $14.95.
What?
They're going to put nitrogen air in the tires.
Wait, they're charging $1,500 just to look at this car.
Well, no.
And clean it.
No, that's for like the looking at it as far as cosmetically and cleaning it up. $349 for the nitrogen air.
Okay, wait. So tell me, why do you want nitrogen?
It's like a little bit better fuel economy and doesn't leak out in the tires like if it gets cold. Then
Right.
you're not having to top off your tire. It's not really. It's snake oil for the price, but really it's stupid. And then etching the windows, putting the VIN on the windows if the car gets stolen or whatever.
Wait, they're charging you for that?
Charging you for that, $249.
What?
And then they have an $899 dock fee. And then here's the crazy one.
Oh, documents, yeah.
You have a pre-delivery service inspection twice. Here, this is the mechanical one, and this is where it might be a typo. $1,495 for 2 inspections. DMV fee, so $3,000 for the inspections. DMV fee, it's hard to say, $475. Then the registration and the title fees, $344 and $85. Taxes, $748. So total price from $59,000 to $23,614.
What? What?
You think you're getting something for $15,900, and then by the time it's done, all their fees, $23,614. And the writer for this, who is a professional car buyer, helps people get cars, he said this might be the worst one he has ever seen.
But it's like, oh, I'm just going to look over your car, but my eyeballs laser scanning your car just to look at it. It's going to be $1,000.
Right.
Which is ridiculous. This
Right.
is unheard of. Someone's going to get taken advantage of, which breaks my heart.
Yeah, so a few years ago when I was looking for a Buick Park Avenue Ultra, a California dealer did this to me where it was a low jack install where they wanted $1,000 for low jack. If the car gets stolen and they're able to track it, all that stuff. I'm like, I don't need low jack. I'm in Kansas. Well, we can't take it out. But it costs you $200-$300 to put it in, and you're charging $1,000. Sorry, we can't do anything about it. And then there was the other fees and all that stuff.
A Buick Park Avenue,
But once again, it was like $8,000 or $9,000 for a one-owner 60,000-mile cream puff. And then with fees, like it got up to $12,000. And I was just like, screw it. So I didn't buy it. I bought a less nice one that I could never get that nice. Still got it really nice, but not like this one.
Right.
And I've sold it on Cars and Bids. But so I've ran into this a lot, but it seems to be getting worse. And there's another example of it. This one, a Volkswagen GTI, so at a VW dealer. And look at the fees with this one. So you have the MSRP on the car, $20,286.
Yeah.
And then you have the Xylon silver level. I think this is paint production, $1,995. And I don't think this is PPF. I think this is just like some kind of snake oil coating on it.
Okay.
But maybe PPF, but I really don't think so because that's too expensive. For them to do and then charge $19.95. Door edge guards, $199. Shadow mark, $399. Low jack, $1,699. So almost double what I was being charged. And then nitrogen tires, $199. So that brings the price up to $24,777. So we're at almost $5,000. But then there's the fees that the dealer charges to, have the registration, the tag, which costs me $5 with my dealer's license. They charge $149. The electronic registration filing fee, which is them clicking one button, $129. The document processing, which is them signing the title over to you.
Which is their job, literally their job.
So the total price, $28,204. So the sales tax is $1,600 of that. So, but $20,000.
That's
initial
crazy.
Price, $5,000 more in junk added to it before tax.
Help me understand what this low jack thing is. This is something that dealers put in.
Well, anybody could put it in. It was a early
sort of. They're so expensive.
Because cars
put
were
a little chip tile, something, a tracker.
In the old days, before you could do like a tile or that, the low jack was something you could put in your car, and it was a cruder system where it was linked up to the battery and all that stuff. And if it got stolen, then low jack would track it for you, work with the police, sort of like what OnStar does.
Sure.
But low jack is sort of the first big name that started doing it, and they still exist for dealers just to install and mark up the crap out of it because nobody else, I think, just buys and puts in low jack themselves.
$1,700.
Yeah. So really,
That's a
really,
ripoff.
really stupid, really annoying. But dealers are so desperate now just to make sales, to get people in the door, that this is their latest strategy of advertising it for this, and rather than having the $500 to $1,000 of BS fees, it is multiple thousands of dollars. And the people that are walking in that are price conscious payment buyers that really aren't that educated, they just see the payments this, and they don't look at all the fees that they just paid. They're getting smoked. But otherwise, it's just really annoying because all the dealers want to do is just get people in the door, whatever way possible. And once they got you in, they're gonna, work you, grind you, all that stuff. So
when you bought the Cybertruck, like in these Tesla stores, I feel like it's a little different how they kind of have it set up.
Tesla New is very easy. Tesla New, it's very, very easy. But they don't franchise. Tesla owns all their own dealerships, their own distribution. Every other automaker, for the most part, is not dealing direct to the consumer. They are doing it through franchise stores.
Sure.
And the franchise stores, some automakers regulate them a little bit, and a lot of them don't.
Right.
And they do whatever they want, and definitely makes the automaker themselves look bad. So maybe that's the solution with new cars. The car companies themselves mandate to the dealers, hey, you still want to be a dealer, it's the cap on these fees, you can't do any of this BS for more than X amount of dollars. But that doesn't account for used cars, which is where most of the car business is in used.
Yeah, that's the one thing that makes me feel good about Elon being all buddy-buddy with Trump is that's Elon's business model with Tesla, and that could kind of trickle out and change throughout.
The dealer model
world
is not going away, and it employs a lot of people, and there's some good benefit with it because you can be more price conscious. So I think Tesla just did the first ever discount or rebate on Cybertrucks. And before that, they would just lower the prices like the MSRP or whatever. So they're doing rebates and things. But car dealers, since they buy it for invoice minus holdback, and then they have retail, they can be more reactive. Like, okay, this car's been here for a while, I'm going to lower the price. Every week they're adjusting the price based on what they think the market is. So they're very quick to react.
You said invoice minus holdback. What's holdback?
So there's the invoice, and then there's the real invoice. People say, "Oh, show me the invoice," which used to be real, but then back when I was in the car business, that's when they started adding a little hidden one beneath that that the salesmen don't get their commission on. That is all just basically going in the dealer's pocket.
Got it.
I remember when it changed for me with the Cadillac Escalade, which were $60,000 new, and we had $10,000 in markup on them, and everybody wanted them, so we were selling them for MSRP. We get 33% on new. I think it was 33 or 25. 33, I think, on new. So we could make $3,000 on the Escalades.
Well, that's pretty nice.
But when we started making $3,000 on the Escalades, they thought, well, that's too much money for our salesmen to make. So then they put in the holdback, and all of a sudden it was $5,000 in room in the Escalade. And then we would have to discount them, 6 months later, and we got $200 minimum deal. That was our minimum commission on Escalades. So it was annoying, but
awful. Right?
So there are benefits to the dealer model versus direct to the consumer. They're able to react quicker as far as adjusting pricing and getting vehicles moved, and the motivation of that than, say, a big, giant conglomerate car company that can't think on a small local scale and what inventory's there and all that stuff. That is a very tough ball to juggle across hundreds of locations across the country.
Right. Well, there's a lot to figure out soon.
But I'm mad about the fees.
And hopefully the fees will go away, just like all the resort fees, which we were still charged a resort fee when we were in Hawaii.
Yeah,
it was $55 a day extra on top of everything for a resort fee for who knows what. But that was illegal.
And then $60 a day for valet parking, which they don't put in there, until you show up, and you can't park the car yourself. They're like, sorry, $60 a day.
Let's get rid of hidden fees. Thanks so much for watching.